And even children that don't talk, most of them are preyers to sexual abuse, because when they don't have anybody to talk to, they put fear in them to talk. I will kill you, I will do this. But when you are their safe place, to be very easy. Uncle is trying to do this, uncle is trying. When you're, I don't want to hear anything. Those children are being abused. Why you don't know? And they don't have anybody to talk to. They bottle it up. So when a child can't speak, they won't be manipulated at all, because they have somebody to talk to.
I like that. I like that. So you're saying, in essence, that parents should facilitate the voice of their children, their teenagers, by listening to them.
Their own voice is the first voice of the child.
Amazing. This has been a very real conversation, Coach Ejiro. Thank you so much for sharing so far. If you are to speak to that 14-year-old Ejiro, what are you going to say to them? Have you ever felt like you have lost your voice? Have you ever felt like you opened your mouth to speak, but you didn't find the words? You felt like everything is against you and you can't even defend your own self. In today's conversation of P&T Show, we're going to be talking about finding your voice. So if you have ever felt like, I'm lost, I'm discouraged, I'm disappointed, I am discouraged by life and everything about it, then this conversation is something that you really want to pay attention to. Welcome to today's episode of P&T Show. I am your favorite host, Coach Preciouifeanyi, and this is P&T Show, where we celebrate parenting and we inspire teenagers. And on today's show, we have someone who I love and who is now a special part of my life, my brand, and everything I do, right? So we have someone who is one of the outgoing students of our masterclass, the Teen Mentors and Coaches Masterclass. So Esther Ejiro is one of the recent graduates of our Teen Mentors and Coaches Masterclass, and she didn't just graduate, she also won an award. You guys, please clap for her. And Esther, welcome to the show. So, same here. And I'm sure that this conversation is going to really inspire a teenager out there, because the goal of this program, the P&T Show, is to inspire teenagers and celebrate parenting. And I'm sure that a teenager listening to your story, because I have been privileged to listen to the background, behind the scene. And I'm sure that the teenager that's going to listen to you will be inspired. So let's start from how you found your voice. Yes. So you're a teens coach now, and you've passed through the training, you're certified, you're ready to launch out. I'm sure you have your blueprint to go with. Yeah. But how did you all start?
Yes, it started with the struggle I had. I'm the firstborn of my family, and we all know this thing that comes with firstborn. Always have to be there, even when you're having your own struggle, but you still have to come front. So that's really helped me and really made me have low self-esteem. And growing up, I had acne, having pimples, and I was not able to see my period and all that. Then we went for tests and series of tests, and we discovered that I had PCOS. As growing as a little child and having beards growing up, there's this kind of tag I had in secondary schools. Let me call that girl that has beards. Oh my God. So that kind of thing, and being attached with that name, beards, in primary school. And anywhere you go, and they'll tell you, this girl is wicked, this girl is this girl is that. So that made me silence and shrink up that, will I continue like this? How will I face? I was now different among my peers, different among my younger ones. And they will tell me that, mommy gave birth to you first. And all those things all those dirty in her body came out, she poured it into you and gave out flesh blood to your younger ones. So I would not be like, this kind of jealousy I was not looking at my younger ones like as if they are better off than me. And you start having these kind of issues that, and when I go tell my mom, I'll be like, see this life, that is life. Just face life as it is. And bottling up and meeting, and if you don't talk, you will struggle. Yeah. So I had to just keep it to myself so that I will not feel judged and everything. There's even a time I had to use plaster so that on my jaw to hide the beers from people seeing. And when they ask, what is that? Even to be able to get the sympathy, at the empathy I didn't get. I hope it was not that bad and all that. Even my mom, I didn't even tell her that I had to hide it. I just told her I enjoyed myself and kept it there. And that thing really affected me while growing up. Having PCOS having told I'm the odd one, I'm the ugliest among my peers, and there's nobody I could talk to and tell all that to. So it really, even when I was supposed to talk, I would just keep quiet and be like, if I say it, would they say, what would they even say my word has value and all that? So I would just keep quiet and look. So that really said, no. That what me, I could not even talk and all that. I would just do, even when I was even finding people who come to me, I would talk to them and find solutions to them. But I had nobody to talk, nobody could see me for who I am. The struggle, the pain, the silence cry, the tag among classmates and all that. Nobody could see me. So that's, I wanted to make others, I wanted others to see me for who I am, but I didn't get that.
Someone might be wondering what exactly is PCOS. So let's break it down a bit.
PCOS means polycentric syndrome. It's an hormone disorder that a female has more of the male hormones than the female hormones.
So
and it's an hormone disorder, yes. Okay. It makes a woman have BS, it makes you lose weight, and it makes her have loss of period. Like your period won't be constant, 6 period. Those are the symptoms of PCOS. It comes with weight, sometimes weight loss, sometimes you gain weight, then you gain no weight, and you have acne, serious acne, and
Beers. And that was the experience you had. At what age was that?
14 years.
Wow, I can't imagine dealing with this burden, because I call it burden because as a teenager, you're still trying to find yourself. A normal, complete, like normal teenager, if I'm to use that word normal, is struggling with identity. Who am I? Why am I tall? Why am I short? Why am I dark? Why am I light skinned? Why am I this? Why am I born into this family? What am I supposed to do? They have all these struggles. Then added
Trying to balance yourself, what you want to do and all that. You have another thing to battle inside you.
yeah, that's a lot really. And then
And a lot of people that have it outside there and they do not even know that they have PCOS. Yeah. A lot of people have it and they don't know they have it.
wow. Wow. And I can't imagine the bullying in school, the name calling, the labeling.
Seriously, too much. I had to just sit down. People think that she's quiet. They don't know that I'm just trying to avoid the name. I will just sit down in my seat and try to avoid everybody. Just sit down. Even when I want to talk, let me just sit down and keep quiet so that they will not even know I am here. So just a way of hiding. Just sit down. Yeah, I will not talk and do anything. So that will not be Eju is here again. The girl with the bears and all that. Even if it was very easy for them to identify me. That girl that has bears. Oh yes, it's the one after. Even teachers. So it really held me. I was not able to speak and all that. I felt different. I felt like the odd one out. Like I was not among people. Like I was looking different and all that. Really helped. I had low self-esteem. I was always second guessing myself and all that. I was the different person, the odd one out. Everybody outside there was better than me.
That's a lot to deal with. So in the midst of all these things, and while all these were happening, did you have anyone that you could eventually speak to?
That was in university. That's when I was able to talk to everybody. Everybody was just like, it's life. Everybody has their own struggle. Just keep on living. It's not new thing under the head. You just try to just diminish my value and my feelings. Like it's nothing. Live. But I had somebody I could talk to, and that was my doctor. She was the one that told me. I was not using. I was that way when our section. That was my safe place because I was able to pour out my heart to her and all that. Yeah, she was one that was only one that listened to me because I think even when our session is 30 minutes, I'll be there with her 1 hour. She would just like, you just be yourself. This is who you are. You can't change it. You can only manage it. But that is who you are. And that is how you should see yourself. Be you. Nobody can be you. And if you do not start with you, it's what you tell others you are that they will take for you. If you tell yourself this is who I am, people will take you for that. So you start from within. Love yourself. Because I seeing myself that anybody that is dark, anybody that is lighter than me is too light. If you are taller than me, you are too tall. So I saw myself, this is who I am, and I can't change it. That is how God made me beautifully. And if you don't like it, that is your business. It has nothing to do with me.
God bless that doctor again. I mean, she deserves an award for eventually helping you come off that experience and be able to manage your self-esteem and identity eventually. So let's flip the coin a little bit to teenagers. I know someone is watching this and they're saying, I wish, what do I now do? Because I'm also struggling. I mean, you mentioned using plaster, and for you, it was a solution. I remember I've interviewed someone on this show, and she said that as a teenager, she had reactions on her skin, what we call eczema. And what she did was to use charcoal to patch it. In her head, she thought she was doing good, like so that people would stop seeing the patches on her face, but she didn't know she was making it worse. And in your case too, I mean, this is just literally looking for solution. And I know teenagers out there, every now and again, they are looking for remedy to the part of the body that they thought are imperfect. So if a teenager is struggling with that, for whatever, maybe height, weight, hair, eyeballs, nose, big ears, small ears. As a teen mentor, what would you tell teenagers who are struggling with any part of their body? How can they, regain their confidence?
The thing is, you are who you are. You can't change that. God made you for a reason and for a purpose. You know why He did not make you fat and made you thin. So the best thing for you is to just accept who you are. Do not try to fit in into what other people are. It's you, God has made you the way you are. So you have to just accept it and do well with it. It's what you are going to do with the body that is more its importance, not the body. What you want to do with it, your purpose, what you want people to see who you are, your identity. That's what matters, not the body. What is inside the body? If you make yourself fat, and the word comes to mind and say you are too fat, you go back again to make yourself thin. The world will always have something to say. So just accept the way you are. People that are fat, somebody will still tell them you are too fat. And they want to, that's taking swimming tea and all that, to go to the gym and all that. Going to the gym is fine. But you can't continue changing yourself. But you have to accept who you are, love your body.
Yeah, self-love.
Nobody has to define you except you. It's what you say you are that you are. If you say you see yourself as something else, that is what the world will see you. But people will talk, but over time they will keep quiet. When they see that you are not changing for anybody, just be you. Develop yourself. What comes after that body is what matters, not the container. But what is inside the container is what matters. People will always have something to say, but at the end they will keep quiet and move to the next person to talk about. So don't allow the moving tree disturb you from going to where you are going to.
Thank you so much for sharing that. It's just practical and it is what it is. Accept yourself. Love yourself. The most important thing is not the body. This body is just a container. It is the content. We have actors in this country, by the way, that are this short, but they don't care. Today they are our celebrities.
That's where they are getting their money from.
That is even where they're making
Getting
their
their
money
money
from.
from.
So whatever you think is not perfect about you, maybe that's the unique.
That's what is unique about you.
And I love what you said behind the scene. You said that's what makes you edgy.
That is what makes me me. I can't change it. That is me. If you don't like it, it's your problem. This is me. I can't change it. What I will make out of it is what is important.
Now let's talk about something. So when we say finding your voice, some teenagers take it to an extreme. I found my voice, I want to use my voice, I'm here, I have freedom of speech. So they turn on their camera, go on TikTok and start blabbing and start saying things. They get into the comment section of several posts and they throw insults, they throw words at people. Because social media is there and you have an account, we don't now know who is the elder. So everybody is we are all hi dear. You look at a 60-year-old and you say hi dear to them. So things like that. How can teenagers respectfully express themselves? So be assertive, but also understand respect and honor.
There's a difference between being rude and having confidence with yourself. There's a way you can address people without insulting them or trying to bring them down. So the way you talk, your manner, the way you speak, you have to speak respectfully so that you do not make others feel bad because you are trying to talk to you, trying to make a speech or anything. You can just say, excuse me, ma. I get your point, but I also see this from this direction. That way, you've accepted what she said, but you're only trying to build, you're only trying to say your own part, not trying to disgrace or to limit what the person has said, but just trying to bring your own. So social media It's not a place for you to just come out. Most of them, what they say on that camera, when they see you in person, they can't say it. So the thing is, you can talk, you can make your own speech, you can talk without not being rude about it. The way we express ourselves when we are typing matter. It speaks of you. The way you see some people, you'll be like, who is this person? Who raised this person? Do you really think before type? Somebody will be saying another thing and you're ready, you will not even read to the end. You started typing. So you just have to calm down. These things I'm about to say, will I be happy about it in the next 1 year or 2 years when it comes? Because I've seen somebody that because of that she lost her job. She was not able to get a job. So whatever you say online or offline matters. So you want to speak, you want to bring out your voice, or it matters, but the way you express it also matters. You don't have to be rude before you are being heard.
I love that. You don't have to be rude to be heard. So you can still communicate your mind without being rude, without crossing boundaries. I like that a lot because, I mean, in an age and time where we want teenagers to be assertive, to be confident, to speak up and own their voice, you also want to identify the boundaries and not cross them. Because at the end of the day, like you said, social media is not just a place you come to talk, whether it's on social media anyway or outside, but particularly with social media, it is like your complimentary card. People go through to see what you write, how you speak, and even the comment you drop on that other people's posts. It tells who you are. Very interesting. So I'll ask you the second to last question, which is, when we talk about finding your voice, a lot of teenagers struggle with things like peer pressure, bully, and even self-esteem issues. So how can someone in the midst of, for instance, a bully situation, speak up and find their voice?
Finding your voice has to do with identity. Who am I? What are my value systems? What do I believe in? Are you getting it? What am I? Who am I? It's just like what do I stand for? So somebody that can talk will know how to say no. I'm able to speak to the right authority when they are being bullied. But a child that is being silenced at home, when the child is facing bullying and everything or pressure, they won't be able to talk at home. That is why parents do not silence your children. When they talk, listen to them. Do not judge them. Be their safe place. Because if you judge them, next time when they have something to say, they will not come to you. That's why you hear parents, my child is not talking to me. When they come to talk to you, what do you tell them? Do you judge them? Do you lecture them? It's a way that you just calm down and listen to them, so you can be your safe place. So as we encourage, you cannot say you want your child to talk when you keep silencing them. You can't keep silencing them and saying, what do you know? When did you come to this world? I have done more than you. Even teachers do that. I've been teaching for the last 20 years, clinical 30 years. You just gave birth to yesterday, you want to tell me this? All that will also affect the child. So when a child speaks, encourage them. Don't tell them to keep short. They know what they say. Let them say. Even in homes, you make decisions for them. They don't have a say. And when they go to the world, they just follow the crowd.
Someone will make decision for them.
They'll just follow the crowd because they've been groomed not to be able to speak. But when a child can speak, he knows when he's being manipulated. He will talk. I don't like this. This is not my value system. I don't believe in this.
I love that.
So when they talk, it saves them from peer pressure, bullying, and even children that don't talk. Most of them are preyers to sexual abuse.
True.
Because when they don't have anybody to talk to, they put fear in them. If you talk, I will kill you, I will do this. But when you are their safe place, to be very easy. Uncle is trying to do this, uncle. When you're, I don't want to hear anything. Those children are being abused. Why you don't know? And they don't have anybody to talk to. They bottle it up. So when a child can speak, they won't be manipulated at all because they have somebody to talk to.
I like that. I like that. So you're saying, in essence, that parents should facilitate the voice of their children, their teenagers, by listening to them.
Their own voice is the first voice of the child before their own voice. So when you build that communication with your children, the bond is there. The connection is there. It's very easy for them to speak to you. And when they speak, the way you talk to them also matters. Because that will make them withdraw if they will continue or they will get it elsewhere. And when they are getting it, who are they getting it elsewhere from? Matter. Is it social media? Is it friends? Or is it from listen to them so that when they have issues like this, they'll be able to, you'll be the first person they will want to come to.
Amazing. This has been a very real conversation, Coach Ejiro. Thank you so much for sharing so far. So I'm going to ask you the last question, which is, if you are to do your teenage years over again, what will you do differently? If you are to speak to that 14-year-old Ejiro, what are you going to say to them?
Silence is not peace. It is fear. Even when your voice is shaking, speak. Somebody out there is there to listen to you. Do not let fear stop you from going to where you are going to. It is just there. Speak. Somebody might be hearing and be wanting you to save them. So your voice is your power. Use it and save the world.
Felt like the Ejiro was somewhere here. You just kept looking at this direction. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that there's another younger Ejiro somewhere who is saying, can someone listen to me? Can I speak to someone? This is your reminder that you can speak up. This is your reminder that you can own your voice. You can find your voice and be who you were created to be. Beautiful. Okay, so Coach Ejiro, I'm going to ask you a very personal question. You're a teens coach today, right? And you are very passionate. I see what you do and I see your heart for teenagers. What inspired you to get on that journey?
Yes, it was my own struggle as a teenager because I did not have anybody who could see me for who I am. I was struggling inside. I was having hackneying, low self-esteem, trying to be there for everyone and nobody was there for me. So I also want to be that person I did not get when I was a teen. So I want to be that person for the other person who was like me, looking for somebody to talk to, looking for somebody that could be there when nobody was there, even when trying to fix life, trying to be there for your younger ones, trying to be there for your parent and all that, but nobody was there for me. So I also want to be that shoulder that a teen will lie on without judgment, no pressure. I just want to listen to you for who you are and help you to become whom God has made you to become. Not what the world wants you to be, but what God has put inside of you to become. Thank you.
That's a good resolution. And I hope that the teenagers that come in contact with you will be blessed by your heart and by the things you do. You have a book coming up. Let's talk about your book, your recent book.
Yeah, it's just about what I went through with my low self-esteem, becoming you. So how I did not just become this AG organ. There was the background, what happened to me, my acne, the low self-esteem, when I tried to belong, when I tried to fit into what I am not meant to be, just about me, my story, so that those who are also walking that path will see it and be able to overcome what I went through. Okay, as teenagers who are also having the issues that your voice be like, do I need to speak? Yes, your voice is your power. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be loud. It's a gradual process. Confidence do not start it doesn't grow up in a day. You just have to limit yourself, calm down, join groups that have that same value system with you, volunteer, speak. Just start speaking. Silence will kill you. Even when you have to talk, you don't just follow the crowd. Speak. It doesn't have to be in big. Just start from where you are, and you see that in the next 1 year or two, and you see that you have left where you are. You are growing. So teenagers do not stay in one place. Speak. It's your power. It will help you. Thank you.
Beautiful. And you really want to get a copy of Ejiro's book, Becoming You, if you are struggling with self-confidence, if you're struggling as a teenager and you're trying to find your voice. So before I let you go, you're going to give us your social media handles so that if someone wants to get the book or reach out to you after now, they can know how to do that.
Ejiro Gami on Facebook and on Instagram.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ejiro, for coming. We love you, and we hope that you're going to come again on P&T Show if we invite you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. And if you're watching up until this time, thank you so much for joining us and staying up until this moment. This is P&T Show, where we celebrate parenting and inspire teenagers. And until we come your way again next week, Friday, bye.